Yo, what up, you guys? Today I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't know about Neville Goddard, and it's this. He was really into astrology, believe it or not. Reading people's horoscopes, predicting the future, etc. In fact, he was so good at it that he actually was pretty well known for it in New York City. However, his thoughts about it eventually changed because what he realized straight up rocked him. So if you respect Neville's opinion and you want to know what happened, then yo, you don't want to miss this. Alright, let's do this. In his lecture called The Pearl of Great Price, Neville talks about how he used to predict things accurately through the medium of cards and the medium of the stars. And like I said, he was known for it in New York City, where he had almost the entire metropolitan crowd, the entire metropolitan opera. They all went to him. You see, the thing is, he really believed in what he did. So he predicted with conviction, and it worked. People were sold on it. He even had a good friend named Norma Carpenter, a retired school teacher, whom he taught astrology to help her out, to augment her retirement income, because she was barely getting by. So he taught her how to read charts, how to set them up, and then one day he went to go visit her. She lived in a hotel, and he found her in tears. So he asked her, "What's wrong?" Here's what happened. This is a trip. You ready? She told Neville that there was this guy who called her up, recommended by a friend of hers, who was very eager to see her because he had this really good deal going on. So while they were on the phone, before he showed up in person, he gave her his birthday, his hour, everything about it. And so she constructed a chart. And then when he arrived, she told him that she was so convinced of this good fortune falling his way that day that she can close the book on it. And the guy said to her, "Miss Carpenter, if you're telling me the truth, I'll give you $100. And she was like, "Well, give it to me now because it has to work today." And she was telling Neville all the reasons of her confidence, which of course he already knew because he was the one that taught her, that it had to work that day because of this transitive moon over certain aspects of the chart. Anyway, the guy didn't want to give her the money just yet, but he said that if it works, then she'll get the money the same day, but not at that moment. Then Neville asked her, "What's wrong with that?" Check this out, and this will be eye-opening for some of you. She said that she made up this chart from a bound volume of ephemerides, and she was sitting next to an open window because it was hot. And so she turned away and was diverted. And when she got back, she didn't realize, get this, that the wind, the breeze, had blown over the pages. It blew the papers, causing her to mistakenly draw the chart of a man who was born 10 years before her customer. Are you getting this? 10 years before. That guy wasn't even born yet. Yet she progressed her chart from this horoscope. So Neville asked her if she believed in what she spoke to him. And she said she most certainly did. Then Neville said, "Forget it. Just completely forget it. It's done." And then later that night, the same day, around 8 p.m., guess what happened? A Western Union boy went upstairs and delivered a check to her. A check for how much? $100 from the guy who promised it, which means what? That what she told him came to pass. Boom. And the boom isn't for the astrology, okay? But it's for the confirmation of what Neville refers to as the pearl of great price, which is your own wonderful human imagination. In other words, what this story proves, folks, is that it's a person's own intense belief in these little symbols that makes them work straight up. You see, Norma saw in the chart what the guy wanted to hear. She believed her little hieroglyphics, right? So even though she had no freaking clue that the wind blew over the pages, it didn't stinking matter. Why? Because she was self-persuaded. She already convinced herself that his business venture would succeed. Is this making sense? And then what happened? It became a self-fulfilling prophecy. No surprise there, right? Because it's based on the foundation that whatever you desire, believe you have received it, and you will. Look, Neville even acknowledged that by that time, he already outgrown his beliefs in monkey bones, astrology, teacup leaves, numerology, anything outside of his own human imagination. Because he knew after testing it himself that all things were possible to the imagination. All things. And you know what? Norma knew that too. But here's a problem. She didn't want to give it up. She didn't want to give it up. She couldn't give up the money she got from her clientele because astrology gave her that extra income she needed. And unfortunately, she remained a professional astrologer until she died. All right, real talk now. Norma's not alone. Trust me. There's a bunch of people out there, pastors, priests, teachers, you name it, who don't even believe that what they're teaching is true. No joke. But they keep doing it because of the money, sadly. Or they do believe what they're teaching, but they make things so stinking complicated. You know what I'm saying? Where they add all this fluff that doesn't need to be there. That's why this world needs a message like Neville's, a message that eliminates every intermediary between us and God. Because we're one. We are one with God. So stop looking, you guys, to anyone or to anything on the outside to determine your fate. You can become self-persuaded of anything, for goodness sake. Remember, you are the operant power. You are the one to determine your reality. The formula has always been simple. Dare to assume that you have your desire, that you are the person you want to be. And then what happens? Neville says that it'll project itself on your screen of space, where everyone will play their part to bring it about, and you will get what you believe. Yeah. Alrighty guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell right next to it to be notified of my next video. I'm pumping these out every single week so you don't want to miss them. If you're listening via podcast, I'd really appreciate a review. It gets more people to discover my work and of course help spread this message. And yo, don't forget to register for my free online training that'll seriously help you start manifesting the life you really want right now. So check it out. The link's in the description. Like I always say, more's coming. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.